Hello, today we're talking about intercultural communication. For this, I am interviewing Felipe
AKA
and
your dad.
my dad, and he's gonna tell us a little bit about his experience working in the US and living here, and that's it. So, Felipe, can you tell us a little bit about your experience working in the US?
I don't like when you call me Felipe, so can we change that and you can call me dad?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Ask again.
Dad, can you tell us a little bit about your experience working in the US?
It's been challenging, without a doubt. I've always had something to overcome, but I've been lucky enough and blessed enough to make it work
Mhm.
by paying my dues, by just doing what needs to be done.
Mhm. Okay, good. What about the work environment?
The work environment, it's a little different from back in Mexico. Um, Obviously, things are right. The work environment, uh, it's going to be challenging for somebody that comes from a different culture,
Mhm.
uh, but it's been manageable.
Mhm.
Like the fact that I was able to understand the American culture as coming in.
Okay. Um, what about what similarities do you notice working here in the US from life back in Mexico?
Similarities. The people at the end of the day, they just want the same thing. They want to come work, do something honest, do something good, make a difference, and then go home to their family and have fun. At the end, everybody just wants to go home and have a beer.
Hmm. Okay. Um, what about the main challenges in communication? What challenges did you face when coming here and starting to work in the communication?
Well, not everybody spoke Spanish, and my English maybe was very broken, right? I remember being taking my master's class, my master's degree, and I was in class, and somebody would give me an acronym, and I would have to write it down, and then go home and look up what an acronym was. Right?
Mhm.
So that was hard. There was a lot of that, and then the cultural side of things, right? You may not be able to speak that language, but not always understand the culture
Mhm.
behind it.
Mhm.
Um, but there's enough people in this workplace in the US that do understand that, or
Mhm.
that can at least relate to it. So that helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what about what suggestions would you give to somebody that's coming here for work and to in like to how to like avoid that intercultural misunderstandings that could happen?
Take the time to learn it. Take the time to understand it. Always give that person the benefit of the doubt,
Mhm.
right? Do the effort to understand the other person's language or culture. It goes a long way. I, but that would be the first, that the biggest thing, right? Try hard.
Okay.
Try to understand the other person's cultures and language. Just try. Just by trying, that other person, maybe not the French. I know I heard the French get mad if you speak broken French. No disrespectful of the French. That may be just a stereotype.
Mhm.
But if somebody tries to speak Spanish to me and it's really broken,
Mhm.
I don't care. They're trying.
Mhm.
That's it. Try.
How about what would be an example of a time that you had a hard time communicating?
More than language,
Mhm.
more than intercultural,
Mhm.
intergenerational.
Okay.
Understanding that talking to a millennial, talking to a boomer, talking
Mhm.
to a Gen X,
Mhm.
talking to a Gen Z, it's completely different. Now, imagine that, but with different languages or cultures, right?
Mhm.
Because the Gen X is not the same as the Gen Z in the United States.
Mhm.
The boomers were different from the
Mhm.
greatest in Mexico, right? So
Mhm.
each culture has their own that. So the most challenging was when it was like a different culture
Okay.
and a different generation.
Okay.
For the first time in the work history, we have some boomers. Well, boomers are retiring mainly, right? There's still a few in the
Mhm.
workplace, but there is the Gen X and the Gen Zs and the millennials, and now what's the next one? The Gen something, right?
Like
Alpha, I don't
alpha,
know.
I think. Yeah.
Right? There's always something else.
Mhm.
Um, and all of those in the workplace.
Mhm.
Add to that the different cultures. It's challenging.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
And where are you working right now?
Right now, I work for a company called Ecolab. They are where the global headquarters are based out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Mhm.
It's a chemical company as well as digital. Pretty much provide solutions to different industries on water, energy, food safety, hygiene, healthcare,
Okay.
everything from chemicals, engineering, and certain different type of services.
Okay. And what is your personal perception, your overall perception of American culture? What are the positives? What are the negatives?
Well, with the current political environment, it's hard to it's
Mm.
hard, right? But I would say that what I like about what I would say about the positive and the negative is that the negatives are bad because there are extreme extremes,
Mm-hmm.
um, both on the right and the left. I think that there's some extremists that is very very bad, but we tend to focus too much on that, and we lose track of what's in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
which is the people and the part of the American culture that is the best, right? Welcoming, understanding that we're a melting pot of different cultures, different thoughts of ideas, and that will make us different is what makes us great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I would say that there is more positive than negative, but the spotlight on the negative because of social media and other ways of communication this day and age, it seems like too much. So that's what I think is the bad. The bad, what's in the middle is what I think is the great thing about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. This interview was a great example of how intercultural communication can be challenging and also rewarding.